Hello. What have we here?
Always look on the dark side of life. Always look on the dark side of life.
It's the new episode of Coffee on the
Always
Dark
look
Side.
on the dark side of life. Welcome back, listeners.
It's been a week.
It's been a week. A shorter week.
Shorter week.
A shorter week.
But
A week.
with more stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
This week we do have a concrete theme.
Because nice one, concrete team. Yeah, nice one, nice. So basically, they announced quite a few times,
Yeah.
a few things, and a while back they announced a new park team for Star Wars, and they started selling the tickets for
Which
the
will be
premiere.
which will be
Open
in California.
and open it
Apparently, it opens on the 31st of May.
if they don't fuck up.
And there's another one at Florida, I think, which opens on the 29th of August.
Oh, two.
And this week, apparently, the Disney started to sell the tickets,
Yep.
and apparently they sold out in 2 hours.
And we got ours!
2 hours.
And we got ours.
I mean, and just so you can understand what's happening here. If you want to visit the parks for 4 hours, you had to book ahead. Really, really, really ahead.
Yeah, like we did.
So imagine how long were the queues.
We were trying to get online, refresh. We used like 10 computers just for this with the same account to buy the tickets, and we got them.
You destroyed the refresh button.
I'll buy you a new one.
My keyboard doesn't have the F5.
It happens. Why do you need the F5? You're no longer in university. Neither am I. So that was the only time we needed the F5. Not anymore. Don't worry about it.
And apparently there's going to be another park,
The third one?
which will be called Resistance, the Rise of the Resistance, or something like this. I'm reading this in Portuguese, so I can't be sure on the translation. But
The Enchantion.
the Star Wars Ascensão da Resistência. So I think this is going like the Rise of the Resistance or something. And apparently it will also open this year, but there's not an official date yet.
I don't think it's gonna be a park. I think it's gonna be a like,
An attraction.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
like they do nowadays with the car going up and left and down and right with the VR goggles. Well, the technology nowadays is amazing for that.
There's going to be a Mos
Okay.
Eisley Cantina, which is cool.
We need a drink.
I'm watching some
Some of the
dishes here.
stuff is a lot of blue milk references.
Looks good. It looks
Yeah.
good though.
Oh, we have to play this.
Millennium Falcon, yeah.
Yeah. Is that the Chewy steak?
Blue milk and green milk.
Yeek. Green milk.
Blue and green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nasty.
Your expectations for the park,
Expensive a lot.
as all.
A lot of merchandise to sell. Hopefully, in the first day, not a lot of annoying kids.
I actually think it will be absolutely filled with kids on the first day.
I thought it would be the opposite. Would be more like the grown-ups.
I don't know. I think it will be crowded with kids, but also with grown-ups.
And I expect one thing. I expect an area just for adults for Twi'lek dancers.
Like a strip club.
Yeah, but no stripping, just dancing.
That's no fun.
It depends on the fetish.
That's no fun.
Yeah.
I don't want to be objectifying anyone here, but
You're not, because you
why
cannot throw credits at her.
why have a dance place with Twi'leks if they are not going to strip down?
Because it's not canon for them to strip down.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No,
Jabba's
it's not.
palace. Just
They don't strip.
Oh, yeah, because you see them already stripped. Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah.
No, you already see them dressed.
As if it's not the same.
More news. More movies!
I was going to leave that for
At the end.
the end
Sorry.
because it's the big thing.
Yeah, sorry.
But there
You
is-
didn't listen to me. These are not the information you're going to listen. This is not the information you have listened.
we have some news about
The games. The game.
Jedi Fallen Order. I mean, we also have for Battlefront.
Yeah.
Battlefront is going to have 2 updates this month. One
Already-
was yesterday.
Yeah,
a
just
small
to
one
patch
with
things.
some patches for Anakin.
Yeah.
And the other one is coming in the late days of the month. I
Yeah.
mean, it's the 26th, I think. It's going to bring a new map for Capital Supremacy.
Any news what the plan will be?
Not yet, because they haven't given us
The info.
the patch notes.
Mm-hmm.
But what I think it's going to be is probably it's going to be Naboo, because it's an open map like Kashyyyk and Geonosis. I thought maybe Camino, but Camino is most of the map is inside a facility, so I wouldn't see them going for Camino right now. I think Naboo would be an easier and more logical step for Capital Supremacy.
I disagree. I understand what you're saying, but considering what we know, if they do like they did with Kashyyyk, that they grab the map, already existent map to do the Capital Supremacy. On Camino, you have the breeding pods. Like when you're playing heroes versus villains, you have the inside of the buildings, those spheres,
I know.
and you have the ships laid down on the floor. And I think those places are more for Capital Supremacy than anything we have right now for Naboo. They may do a new thing, a new map for Naboo. But if they grab already existent, map, I think Camino, as it is today, is more available as a choice.
So you're saying that they would adapt
Yeah.
the Galactic Assault map from Camino to Capital
More
Supremacy?
the heroes and villains map.
That wouldn't work. The Heroes and Villains map is too small.
Plus the inside. Yeah, it's a lot of mess.
I wouldn't. I mean, I don't think that would be
We can
easy.
always get a new planet.
with Camino. I think they would go more in the lines of what they did to Geonosis, create a whole new map.
Yeah.
Because in Geonosis you have 2 locations inside the same map.
Mm-hmm.
You have the pipeline thing and the other,
You know what
which I
would be
don't
funny?
remember.
Coruscant.
Coruscant.
Coruscant, not Coruscant. Coruscant for not for Capital Supremacy, heroes and villains.
But like the surface.
Just like around the Jedi Temple.
That would be interesting. I wouldn't see them doing it, but that would be very interesting. Yes.
There's a lot of planets and possibilities, either from the movies, comics, novels, TV shows. They can grab and use for any of the maps. Of course, they're going to give priority to the maps in my mind. I'm sleeping. They'll give priority to the planets in the movies, but they have a lot of possibilities. Especially because, for example, Jedi Fallen Order, it's gonna be uh, after the third movie, right? Right. And the third movie, all the planets that are in chaos, and you see the main character working in for dismantle a warship. They can give us a new planet and then use the planet on Battlefront for the wars between the clones and the droids.
So you're saying that
There are a lot of possibilities.
you would like to get Fallen Order's content on Battlefront
A connection.
between the two games.
Yeah. For example, we saw Jakku on the seventh movie, and we're like, what the heck happened here? And then on Battlefront, they give us a war, kind of post-war, but a war in Jakku.
No, they actually give you the Battle of Jakku.
Yeah, they actually gave us the Battle of Jakku. You see, you have a lot of possibilities to connect.
But that's because it's part of the campaign of the game itself. I mean, it's
Which
part.
is connected to the
It's
story.
part of Aiden's story. To be honest, I don't think they will give us Fallen Order content on Battlefront. They won't give us the Mandalorian content on Battlefront. I actually don't think we will get the new season Clone Wars content in the game.
That would be shameful.
I only think we will have content on the game coming from the Rise of Skywalker. That's it.
So not even the Clone Wars.
I don't think so because this whole year has been dedicated to the Clone Wars since November.
But they haven't released yet Ahsoka, and
They will probably be the last things they will add this year before the Rise of Skywalker content. That's why we don't have the confirmation. We only have
trouble license.
we only have those files that sometimes mention Ventress and Ahsoka.
Yeah.
They are not confirmed, so we can't say, yeah, they're coming on something.
Referring just to the part of putting the contents of Jedi Fallen Order in Battlefront, have you seen what the deluxe edition of Jedi Fallen Order brings us?
I have. That's why I'm going to pre-order the deluxe edition. It's the
Yeah.
first time I'm going to pre-order the deluxe edition of a game.
Yeah, I think I'm going to. Just need to grab the money. Probably go play some sabak to win the money. But
I have bought, well, not me, but my girlfriend has bought the a sabak game on Fnac last week.
oh Christ, she bought that.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's not sabak.
I don't care. She doesn't care.
That's not sabak. Oh, whatever. It's not my money.
Well, congratulations. You're not going to play it.
No, it's just what I've seen from sabak. It's not what appears on the box. You know, I know they cannot make it like sabak, but I've been introduced to the game. I've been suggested to buy the game for like 5 times, and I look at it and said, Hasbro. Yeah. You know. Yeah. Okay, I'm not gonna play the game. I know.
Okay,
Okay.
that's my
Plus-
answer. Okay.
Plus, true sabak. And I'm. How do you say this?
Yeah, you're quoting something.
Thank you. Not quoting. I'm being like the bad guy from Austin Powers.
Hmm.
Like, eh.
Hmm.
They could have at least gave two pairs of dice, one separated and one with a chain. That would be funny. You know, to play Sabak as Han
You
Solo
don't.
did.
You don't need the Han Solo dice to place a buck.
I know, but it would be.
That's just for luck.
I know, but it would be.
And you can't say that that game is not Sabak because you don't know the rules of the Sabak from the game. What you see is some cards and
No, the Sabak was first mentioned in the old games.
but you don't have the whole rules. That's what I'm saying. It's not like playing
But
blackjack.
You also, but it's also like you're telling me that that is Sabak.
I'm not saying it's Sabak. I've
Okay.
never said it's Sabak. So
Sabak.
yeah.
Sabak all press. Sorry.
What?
No, nothing. So ultimate skins, custom skins.
I need skins. I need
No,
more
for
skins.
Jedi Fallen Order.
Oh,
It's on the pre-order
oh yeah, I know.
for the deluxe. And what else was in the
lightsaber
deluxe?
colors?
Lightsaber colors. Wait, so basically it's like Force Unleashed all over again.
I hope not. To be fair, I hope not.
But you remember you played
I
Force
remember,
Unleashed
yeah.
and you could change the
I
skin,
know.
you could change the lightsabers. But that's even previous. That's from Kotorian also. But life.
But yeah, we are having a gameplay trailer on E3 this year, on June.
E3.
EA has said it expects to sell 8 million copies. Or to up to 8 million copies of the game.
So our percentage on the game will be 1 of 4 million part.
I don't know.
I do the math.
I will only buy one, so
Yeah. No, exactly. If you buy one and I buy one and we're a team, it will be 2 divided by 8 million. So it's 1 divided by 4 million. Math.
and yes, it's confirmed that will come on PC, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. That's it.
How about Switch?
We've already
Shut up.
discussed this.
I know, I'm telling our slave to shut up.
EA is not going to.
Ambrosio, give us some coffee. Stupid slave.
The machine is broken. You can't take coffee.
No, he's
from-
going downstairs
Oh, okay.
and grab the coffee
I
with
hope.
his bare hands.
I hope you enjoy cold coffee. But I
Coffee
mean,
liquor. At night.
regarding the thing you've said with the Force Unleashed.
Yeah.
I think this game will borrow a lot from it. I do. But I think the story, the gameplay, everything, the character itself will be totally different.
Thank God.
Because I know people really, oh yeah, Galen was illogical to the Star Wars canon. So that's that.
That's not how the Force works.
Yeah, that's not how the Force works. But finally we'll have the single player Star Wars game we've been waiting for a few years.
Yeah. Well, if you're still missing the experience of a single player Star Wars game, you can always play the old ones. This commercial is not being supported by the websites that sell these games, but I'm just talking about personal experience. We also have talking about old games and new experience. We have more confirmation about the Mandalorian.
Which we already have some information here.
Yeah, basically the director Taika ITT, I think that's the name.
If people don't know, Taika Waititi
Waititi.
was the director of the third Thor movie, which is easily my favorite Thor movie
Yes.
and top 3 Marvel movie
What
for me.
was the? He was in. He was in another movie, a comedy movie. I always forget the name. It's about the vampires.
Yeah,
What we do at night, something like that.
yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a marvelous comedy movie about vampires.
but I mean, this guy
He's a comedian.
brought something totally different for Marvel.
Yeah,
He completely changed Thor.
yeah.
He rebooted almost
Everything
the whole Thor,
Yeah,
and he was the first one to give Thor a character arc. Finally, because the first two Thor movies were weak, especially the second one.
it,
The Dark World was a weak movie.
the second movie was just because of the stone.
Yeah, I mean the first one was good,
Was to introduce the character.
somewhat good.
Yeah.
But the second one was actually a really poor movie,
Yes.
and I think that Taika did something no one expected. He completely rebooted the thing. If you read the Ragnarok comics, the comics that mention the Ragnarok thing, the comics are very different from what we see in the game. But
movie.
the movie, yeah, sorry, thank you. But in a way, the movie follows the comic somewhat accurately.
It's like
There are
you-
things that are not in a comic.
yeah,
A lot of things.
of course.
But the main thing is he made the perfect blend for me between comic and
Comedy.
comedy.
CNC.
Yeah,
CC.
basically.
You get the C and the C.
So when I've read the news that Taika would be directing one of the episodes of the first season of The Mandalorian, which already has a second season confirmed.
Yeah.
When I've read the news that he was going to direct at least one of the episodes, I was like, "Oh yes, please, we need something
it's
like
a
this."
comedy episode.
Because
Please be confused with Boba Fett, please.
I do see him do it. In all honesty, I do see him doing that because the season will be set 5 years after Return of the Jedi.
Mhm.
So if Boba dies on Return of the Jedi, it's easy for people to confuse
Or
the two.
he's alive but drunk.
Oh, I mean, there's always that rumor,
Possibility, yeah.
that possibility that he escaped from the Sarlacc pit. There was that rumor too that the guy from Logan would be directing a Boba Fett movie, and it was going to be a real time escape from the Sarlacc pit.
Amazing. Could be amazing.
But coming back to the Mandalorian, Taika said Star Wars is different than Marvel. They know that the tone from the first 3 movies is the way to go. So he has that care. He doesn't want
Go full
the
rampage.
fans to feel disrespected. I mean, if we look at the backlash from The Last Jedi, especially from The Last Jedi, a lot of fans say that Rian Johnson disrespected them and the saga and the characters. So Taika is already showing this care. At least in what he says, he's showing the care.
Yeah.
If in the episode we will see this care, we don't know. But as far as I know from Taika, he will have that special care.
Well, it's that dangerous. It's like we're in the swamp in Dagobah. You never know where you step down, where you put your hello. Waititi revealed that the show will show an army of stormtroopers
Somewhere in the season.
So basically, like a vibe, like the Battlefront 2 campaign.
Maybe,
Yeah,
maybe.
nice. Especially because they appear in the trailer. Or not the trailer, but that video we saw at.
Which is very interesting because 5 years after the Return of the Jedi, the Empire is dead.
Yes and no.
The Empire, as an authority figure, the Empire is dead.
Yes.
So it's really cool to see where the stormtroopers.
Will do and be.
Yeah,
And like, do they know? Have the news travel fast enough?
that's the thing because in the Second World War, just
Yeah.
doing a little paralysis here. In the Second World War, there were Japanese soldiers that were entrenched in the Philippines and other islands in the Pacific, and they stayed there for 30 years.
Days.
No, actually years. Some of them were found in the 70s,
Holy shit.
and they were like forgotten there. So it was. This is really, really funny.
Jesus.
Yeah, most of them were found after 30 years. After
Yeah.
30 days, yeah. Some of them, some were actually lost for 30 years. Oh, yeah, right. I don't know.
But what I was saying, after the events of the last movies, I mean episodes 7 and 8, because I'm not bringing the anthologies to this mix up.
To be fair, the anthologies were the best movies.
Exactly. That's why I'm not referring in this. I think it's like any project right now they announce in terms of shows, movies, etc. is like we're in the swamp of Dagobah, and you don't know if you're gonna land on the soft path or you're gonna see your ship sinking down the swamp. And then you need a green guy, a little green guy to and landing.
Do or do not.
There is no try. And it's like for the show, yes, I'm happy. I'm real happy. For news about other movies, you know,
What?
for the news about the show, I'm like, yes, good, okay, nice. They can do it long, they can do it step by step. Don't put like you only have 2 hours to show all the story. Then you have to cut here, cut here, cut here, cut here, cut here, and show there, and then extend there, and be concerned about what the big money makers want.
Yeah, that's
With the
thing.
shows, you can do it longer and show step by step.
I mean, that's the thing with movies. I mean, we've all seen with what happened with the DCEU.
Yeah.
Batman versus Superman was butchered in the theaters.
Yeah.
And if you see the Ultimate Edition, I'm not saying it's an amazing movie,
Yeah.
Mind
but
you.
it gets better.
mind you. But the Ultimate Edition, which came to the Blu-rays, it's a whole different movie. The movie actually makes sense. That's what happened with the Justice League movie. The
Yeah.
Justice League movie was butchered on the cinemas.
Supposedly, there's in the internet
Yeah,
Zack Snyder.
now there are a lot of fans that are demanding for Warner Brothers to release the Snyder cut. I mean, I would like to see it.
Yeah.
I would like to see it because Zack Snyder had a whole different plan.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if the fans of DC want to see Zack Snyder again on the project or not. It's not what we're discussing, but I'm pretty sure that the Snyder Cut is a better movie than what we've seen in the theaters. So sometimes movies suffer from this, and sometimes it's
The fans that suffer.
not only the fans, but sometimes it's the producer's fault. I mean, what happened in the DCEU was somewhat Warner Brothers' fault.
Somewhat, it was completely their fault.
I'm not going to say that Zack Snyder doesn't have a bit of
Mind
guilt.
you, I don't know what the heck happened.
I know, but that's why I'm saying
Yeah.
that there was somewhat guilty from Warner Brothers, but sometimes it's actually the director's fault. What happened in The Last Jedi, the bad thing, the stupid things that happened in the movie were the director's choice. I'm not seeing Lucasfilm saying, no, no, you have to do this. I'm not seeing them do it. Because what you see in the Force Awakens is what J.J. Abrams had for the film.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not seeing Lucasfilm say, yeah, J.J. Abrams has total freedom, but Ryan Johnson doesn't. I'm not seeing them give double standards. So
Corporations, man.
uh, I mean,
We never know what happened in reality.
the thing is
with these things.
with Star Wars, you kind of do because it's already public that there was a scrap for the Last Jedi script,
Mhm.
and Ryan Johnson completely erased it and started from scratch.
Yeah.
I mean, that's I'm not saying that's bad. That may be good. The movie had amazing things.
Yes.
Thing is, there are a lot of plot points that don't make sense. And I'm pretty sure that was the director's fault. I'm not saying that the movie in 20 years will be regarded as amazing. The Empire Strikes Back,
Hmm.
when it came out, but whoa, what the hell? And now it's the best movie from Star Wars.
Yeah.
The prequels came out. Oh yeah, this sucks. It's horrible. And now the prequel.
They still say that.
No, no.
Some.
The prequels are actually regarded as good movies,
I like
especially the third one. So what I'm saying is art is subjective, and there are some things that may change your vision. Sometimes it's producers, sometimes it's the director itself. But what I'm saying also is with a show, it's easier to create the character. Yes, it is because you have more episodes. Yes, each episode has to have like 45 minutes or something, but you have more episodes. On a movie, you have to create the character on 20, 30 minutes because the movie will be 2 hours long. And you have to actually count the time.
Yeah.
But if you know what you're doing, if you have a plan,
It works out.
it works out.
Yeah. I mean, we'll just have to wait and get more news in either of the teams
I mean,
concerning what.
regarding the Mandalorian,
Yeah.
I think, I think that the Mandalorian will easily be the best thing coming out on Star Wars since a lot of years.
Yeah.
Maybe the only thing that may rival this is maybe Rogue One, because the Rogue One was actually an amazing movie.
Mm-hmm.
But taking out Rogue One of the equation, I think that The Mandalorian will be the best thing that Star Wars will do in a long time. Because if you look at the people you have leading it, the people you have directing it, writing it, starring in it, I mean, Jon Favreau, I trust Jon Favreau. Okay,
Mhm.
he's the guy that is doing the new Lion King. He has been doing a lot of things. The guy has been working on the Avengers and on Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen.
Have you seen the new trailer?
I have, yes, I have. I have, and people have to stop saying, "Oh no, Mysterio will be a good guy." No, he won't.
No,
He's a
no,
villain.
no,
Okay, he's a villain.
Well,
okay.
they can remake him, but
No, I don't think they will.
I'm not saying he's a hero,
He's not a hero.
but I'm not saying he's a villain.
I think he will be the big baddie on the movie. I think he will.
No, but I'm saying this because there's a thing I read many years ago. I don't remember where, but I remember the phrase, which was a bad guy what the people call a bad guy doesn't think sometimes is the bad guy.
Oh, yeah, that's the whole premise. The villain is the hero of its own story. Of
Exactly.
course.
So he's doing all the shit, and I think I can say this because of the trailer. The movie is going to have a little bit of Spider-Verse on it.
Of course, it has.
And thank you for the animated movie because it was also good. A little bit short, a little bit predictable, but good. Well, many of the stories nowadays are predictable. Yeah, and is gonna probably Mysterio. Mysterio will be the hero of his story, but not the hero of others. So and that black suit.
What you're saying is the sky is blue.
Yeah,
That's what you're saying.
yeah, but
The sky is
not
blue.
everyone sees the.
But a daltonic guy sees it in another color.
Exactly.
That's what you're saying. It's kind of obvious.
Yeah.
What I mean is, the movie will be presented as if Mysterio was kind of a good guy.
Yeah.
Okay, especially for the people that only watch the movies and don't read the comics. Okay, a lot of
stupid people.
a lot of people see Marvel movies and they have never picked up a comic in their lives and say, "Oh yeah, I'm a super fan." Okay, but then
Here's your wonderful prize of shit.
but they don't know who Mysterio is or who Thanos was. So
Fahu?
Thanos,
Fahi?
what?
I'm joking.
I'm going to keep on
Yeah.
going. So the movie will present Mysterio as like a sidekick almost, or Spider-Man as a sidekick to Mysterio if you want.
Spider-Man.
I love the touch of that music in the end of the trailer. It was amazing. But I think they will present him like a good guy, and in the end, it will be the baddie, the big baddie of the movie.
The big bad wolf. The big
Because
bad wolf. The big bad wolf. Have you seen that?
for my reaction, I think you.
Go to YouTube and try to find the music that's called The Big Bad Wolf. The Big Bad
No,
Wolf.
what people need to do is go to YouTube and see the Vader Kenobi fight remastered from the first movie. Have you seen this? They have redone the whole first episode fight between Vader and Obi-Wan on the Death Star.
What do you mean redone?
They redone the fight. I can show you like a small bit.
Like they extended it?
Not only they extended it, they've changed it completely. I'll
What
show
the
you.
fudge?
Yeah, I'll show you. It's actually
George Lucas, can you please stop altering the movies?
no,
I
it
think-
wasn't him.
Ah, okay.
We're fans.
Ah, okay, so forget George Lucas. Let's hear this. Star Wars. A long time ago in the galaxy, far, far away.
I'll just
Yeah,
skip to the fight.
Thank you. Bum 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 bum. Yellow.
Some things are the same,
Yeah,
others are different.
I sense a disturbance in the force. Dum, dum. I always like the music from John Williams with for these moments.
It's amazing.
Okay,
The lights, the colors,
almost perfect.
they've changed it completely.
Yeah. Okay, they grabbed the okay, good fans, good animators. Yellow.
Amazing. So this is the first for you.
Yeah. Most nowadays I don't spend many time in YouTube.
No, me neither, but
Yeah.
Our long-awaited meeting has come at last. The circle is now complete. win, Darth. If you strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you could possibly imagine. Then I will show you the true nature of the Force.
Whoa. Nice. Darth Vader's suit on flames.
Yeah. And then they picked up some images from the first
Yeah.
the movie itself.
Yeah.
We're in the main hangar of the ship. Nice, come on.
The big bad wolf.
It's out. Wow.
Bam, bam, bam. Oh, look! Gates closing. Reminds me of some movie.
Look at the red on the thing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Good decision.
Look at this. Look at this now.
Cyber throw! Cyber throw! And the lights on the helmet.
Yeah.
Leave this party.
The color palettes, the lightings, the reflections, amazing.
We are running some old friends.
Is the ship alright? Seems okay if we can get to it. Just hope the old man got the tractor beam out of commission.
And the doors.
Yeah.
And they're back.
Now's our chance. Go. Come on, R2. We gotta be.
Nice.
I hate you.
You will die.
Move, Luke!
Run, Luke, run.
I like the touch of the original movie. He's stepping down the cape, just saying like, "Hello, are you there?
Yeah.
Is there a hole? Hello." And look. Can I be ghost? Can I be ghost? Yeah. Burn. Woo! Nice touch.
This is amazing. I mean, the guys really outdone
Some
themselves.
people have a lot of free time and they do amazing shit.
Yeah. I mean, and when you are this passionate about something, it will never go wrong.
Remember that project that a guy took like a year to make? It was like the vibe was old anime, like Starfights, and he did a video, a self-made, fan-made video to show his passion for the old X-Wing and TIE Fighter games.
I remember something like that. Yes.
It took like a year or more to do it because he was doing on Paint, if I remember.
On Paint.
On Paint,
Jesus.
frame by frame,
Jesus.
properly made, with the vibe that looked like the old fighter space battles, Yamato, something on of Japanese animation. amazing.
So
But
to go into the next
yeah,
topic, which
which
kind
was
of
the movies.
kind of bridges.
So movies, new
Um,
movies, new projects, old projects.
After the rise of Skywalker, a lot of people wondered what's coming next. I mean, okay, we will get the rise of Skywalker in December. Then what we will get after that, we don't know.
Something about that.
We have
talk
this.
about,
We
but it was
just
because of our last episode.
yeah. We discussed this last week because
No, the Polish. The Polish.
Yeah.
I have a friend.
oh, the Polish thing. Yeah.
She's from Poland, and the internet translated wrongly the title because Ascension, as it was translated to English, the Polish title, is not that word in Polish that was written. What was written was basically rise, but because Polish, as like every language, is confusing and different, and some have similar words for other things. And basically, what the word was used, I don't remember the word, and we don't have time because we have other things to do.
Odrożnie.
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 Yeah, I think it was odrożnie. It doesn't mean ascension.
Rise.
It means kind of a rise, like a rise of a phoenix, like reborn.
But the thing is, it didn't say ascension; it said resurrection.
or death.
That's what the internet said about resurrection.
Not resurrection, ascension. Maybe I'm confusing. I would have to. I forgot to prepare that part of the conversation I had with because of that title, but shites. Why I'm speaking in Russian, I don't know. Russian, no, I mean German. German? I don't know. Where is that? 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 Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
While we wait.
While we wait, you can talk, yeah. You were saying about the
Your call is on hold. Please wait.
everything here, how is that part? Those things over there. What is this? What is your name? Pew! We gotta move. Wait the fudge. Why can't I not find that shit? I cannot find. I'll look it later. Star Wars. Maybe this will be faster. Yeah. The trailer literally says rebirth, but resurrection, it's another word.
But it's kind of the same because resurrection and rebirth it's
But
kind of the same.
they yes and no. Resurrection would be an old thing, resurrect from the dead or all that. Rebirth can be like a new start for the family name.
It's kind of the same because you only have two words. If you've said rebirth of the Skywalker or resurrection of the Skywalkers, these are two different things. I mean, yeah, English is a simple language and doesn't have very specific things or very specific words for stuff like we do, for instance. In Portugal, we have one word for, or we have 2 or 3 words for everything. So sometimes it makes translations difficult.
Yeah.
That's why sometimes we have bad translations.
Yeah. It happens.
But I mean, English.
What happens afterwards?
And I think I've seen a post on Facebook last night or something about people saying, "Oh yeah, people who learn English as a second language are like Superman. They are really strong because English is difficult.
No, it's not.
And I've said, no, actually, English is
Kind of basic.
kind of basic. Oh, no, but then people
you can
came.
go to the old English.
But then
English.
people came. Oh, no! English was voted the hardest language. No, I mean Danish is harder, Swedish is harder, Polish is harder, and I'm not going into the ones that have different alphabets,
Japanese,
like
Thailand.
Greek,
Each.
Russian,
Each.
Arabic,
Each.
Japanese.
Actually, I have a friend that's studying Russian.
Russian,
Yeah.
Polish, Greek, Arabic, Japanese. They are all harder to learn. I mean,
Yeah.
knowledge and learning affects people in different ways. For me, what is hard may be easy for you, and the other way around. But I mean, English is kind of simple. When maybe it's because you learn a hard language.
The thing is,
Imagine. I'm sure people have already told you, oh no, Portuguese is a complicated language. But for you, it's not. You don't
but
have.
still it is.
You don't have that thing in your head that says, no, this is really hard and confusing.
Yes, it is. I have. You're the language guy. I'm the math guy. Remember?
How is your own language difficult? Don't you know how to speak it? I'm not going into the grammatical stuff, into the concrete stuff of the language.
My nickname during the university was Brunor. You know, my name is Bruno, but my nickname was Brunor because I remembered Hodor. Because when I see, this is what happened. Every time I tried to speak, I would get my mind wouldn't juggle itself, and I'm like, nah. But so every time they were speaking to me, I would get tired and just say, Brunor. That's my nickname.
Okay.
Actually, I said Brunor because of my nickname, but yeah. I'm the math guy, not the language guy. I try to write sometimes, but to speak, Jesus fucking Christ.
Okay. Moving on.
Moving on.
So, finally, Disney has addressed the issue with movies after The Rise of Skywalker.
Dun, dun, dun.
And why are you doing the Capitão Falcão pose?
Because I'm curious.
Oh, okay. Capitão Falcão is a Portuguese superhero movie.
It's Falcon Captain. Captain Falcon.
Yeah.
Not confused with the Falcon or the
No,
Captain.
this is the cooler Falcon.
Yeah.
You know, you have Falcon,
Yeah.
then you have this guy, it says the cooler Falcon. Like that meme, Daniel and the cooler Daniel. Never seen that meme?
No, but we'll have to move on because we're getting short on time. So basically, they addressed the. That one, the brothers. I think it was the brothers. Yeah, the guy and the guy with the sunglasses. Yeah. And
but yeah, finally we have the dates for the movies. I mean, apparently Disney will follow the 2-year gap between episodes.
yeah.
But
So basically, they did the recipe. They heard the fans complain kind of about the recipe. And they say, okay, we'll listen to you. And then we'll do it again.
I mean, oh shit, the
Your battery is
the
gone.
battery's dead.
Yeah.
But yeah,
second minute.
I've seen the thing that I
wanted
need to see. So the thing is, I see what you're doing with the recipe thing. But the thing is, the recipe now is a movie a year. One movie per year.
No, I mean the recipe for trilogies.
I know, but the thing is, the recipe right now is a movie a year. You have an episode and a story, an episode, a story, an episode. I mean, and
But what I meant
starting
on the
now,
recipe
starting
was-
after the Rise of Skywalker, which is on 2019, we will have another Star Wars movie only on 2022, which is
supposedly.
no, it's 2022.
No, that trilogy will start in 2022.
No, they don't say trilogies. They say movies. Star Wars movies. So the third anthology we were talking about last week probably won't happen.
Okay.
It will probably not happen. Thing is, in 2022 or starting in 2022, we will have a new trilogy. Because
Exactly.
it's
A
3
new
dates.
trilogy.
But it's 3 dates. Between the Rise of Skywalker and the new trilogy, there won't be any movies.
You sure about it?
That's what the news says.
Mm.
So, Avatar 2 will come in 2021. Yeah, the sequel to the Space Pocahontas.
I was gonna make a joke.
What joke?
I was gonna ask if it was the blue guys on the Power Kids.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's already done.
Okay. The Space Pocahontas sequel will be on 2022. And then on 2021.
Quantas cores o vento tem? I don't know the song in English. Sorry. Pocahontas song.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I've seen Pocahontas. And I've seen Avatar, so it's basically the same.
Yeah, kind of.
And then
Change a dude for a girl.
yeah. And
the-
people for aliens.
Yeah.
In 2022 we have the new Star Wars movie. And then another one on 2024, and then another one, the last one on 2026.
Yeah.
What is my theory? In this timeline, we will have one of the trilogies promised to the directors. I don't think it's Ryan Johnson's.
Nope.
Because, yeah,
Yeah.
we all know why.
Sorry.
I think it's the Game of Thrones guys trilogy. Because the Game of Thrones is already on its last season, right? Okay, I'll
Yeah, it's
answer
on the last
myself.
season.
Yeah, it's on the last season, and it ends somewhere this year,
Yeah, it's
Right.
already on the
4th episode.
fourth.
I don't watch Game of Thrones, but people
It's
tell
on
me
it's going to be the 4th episode right now. Then, basically,
It's going
next Monday, and then 4 weeks afterwards.
yeah. So it's going to be like 8 episodes only.
Yeah.
Okay.
Longer episodes.
So yeah,
Shorter amount.
my sources were correct.
Yeah.
I got these sources from a Game of Thrones head. I know.
Girlfriend?
No.
Your co-workers.
Yeah. Which is also a Marvel fanboy and
Oh, that
Star Wars fanboy.
fanboy. You mean he only sees the movies and the
No, kind of. He reads some comics.
Okay.
Some.
Okay.
Not all of them, but some. I mean, so it's still a lot of time for them to leave Game of Thrones behind and get on the new movies.
Well, technically, they already finished the episodes.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, just because you have already finished the episodes doesn't mean you still have to. You don't need to work anymore on the show. Because there are
especially because they announced more episodes for Game of Thrones, but concerning other plot points from the past.
But
like
that's
the
not.
show.
But that's not with them. I think
No?
it's another writer. I think
Maybe.
it's another writer. But whatever. What I mean to say is, just because you have already finished all the episodes and all you need to do is put them on the air, there are still interviews to give, public appearances. I mean, PR stuff. So before 20
Public
the mid
down.
before mid 2020, like June or something, they won't leave Game of Thrones full behind. What I mean is, right after the last episode of the Game of Thrones, they will probably start writing and going full head on Star Wars. And 3 years or 2.5 years, I think it's more than enough to prepare at least 1 movie and a half.
Well,
At least for the script.
if it's the trilogy for the Game of Thrones brothers, at least we can be less concerned about one thing. They already have experience with how do I say this? Multiverses per se, with a lot of backlore, because the latest season is not yet written per se. They're going full rampage. They're going like the writer took a lot of time, so they said, "Well, we're going to consult him for some things, and then we go fuck it." And so far, at least for what I've seen, it goes supposedly with the lore of the show and the universe and all that. So they're used to that, and if they're going to do something related to something about Star Wars, and in the universe of Star Wars, at least we can be sure they're going to do their investigation first and properly, like it was made for an Solo movie. Because I know, many fans know, but some of our listeners don't know. The project, I think we've mentioned this before, but the project for Han Solo was a project from father and son. The father wrote the first part of the script. The son disappeared for a week or so with the script and added like
the son was a major expanded universe fan.
Yeah, and in Google it, he used the Wikipedia.
He actually read it.
He read it, the things, and added like the twice of the volume of the original script. And the most wonderful example I have about that is the conversation between Han Solo and Chewbacca on the ship of Beckett in the cold planet. He say, Han Solo says, "What's your name?" And Chewie goes, and the script is wrote on Chewbacca, son of
something.
Uncle blah blah blah. Basically, it was a name, a Kashyyyk name, but it was the name of the father that is mentioned on the special Christmas episode of Star Wars. That little thing, I love it.
A lot of people don't pay attention to this, but the thing is, the most hardcore fans, so to speak, enjoy these little things.
It's the little thing.
The things we like to call as
the jewels.
Fan service.
Yeah.
Fan service. I mean, that's what I had this conversation last week with some people I know about regarding Detective Pikachu.
Yeah.
They don't want the movie to be fan service, just full of lore, just to make people happy.
No, I want to be Ryan Reynolds' service.
Yeah.
Basically,
yeah. I don't want a fan service movie.
No offense to the Portuguese actors that going to do their voiceover script. No offense to them. Amazing people. Especially the guy giving the voice to Pikachu. But don't give me bullshit. I'm going to see Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, I mean, I know, right? I'm a big fan of Nuno Marco. I'm a big fan, but I mean, it's Ryan Reynolds. I've seen that.
Nuno Marco is a really big fan of Star Wars, but
and Pokemon too.
And Pokemon. Man. It's Ryan Reynolds. It's fucking Deadpool on a small, yellow, adorable
thing. Furry thing.
Yeah, furry thing.
But yeah.
Just a short note. I want to thank you all the people that panic about the news of Ryan Reynolds releasing to the internet the entire movie of Pikachu.
The new Rickroll.
And then it was just Pikachu dancing to a beat for the amount of time that the original movie is going to take.
This is a lie. Yeah, the movie is on YouTube. Go see it. It's like Detective Pikachu full movie online. Yeah. It's on YouTube. Go see it.
Released by Ryan Reynolds. It's amazing. It has so many fights, so many power battles, so many Pokemon moves. That Ash typical moment of I gotta be the very best. Well, actually, that's the real thing about.
That's what I was going to say. It's that would be fan service. But if it was a small thing like on a TV, I mean, someone is watching the show.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Because everyone likes a little bit of fan service.
Yeah.
But nobody likes just fan service.
Yeah.
Too much is bad. Too little is bad. It has to be that right amount. So, yeah, I think it's also the Game of Thrones guys trilogy.
We will have to wait. We know the dates.
You have.
We know the years, not the dates.
I think it's on December of those years. I think
Yeah, it's-
I think Disney will
It's when
keep.
they sell the most. Yeah.
I think
the
I think
tradition.
Disney will keep the dates for December. But you still have like 3 years to go, so don't expect a trailer in less than 2 years or something, or the title in less than 2 years or something.
Yeah.
You will have a complete blackout for a year or two.
Right now, we have to panic more about the Rise of Skywalker and then the
then the
movies
shows.
that will be showing up,
And then
and
the
the shows, and the games that going to be released in this year. Um,
I'm hungry.
Jesus, man,
I'm hungry.
you have a Chewbacca inside of you.
I'm hungry.
It was like your belly.
Yeah, because I'm hungry. Okay, I'm hungry.
Sorry. Um, but yeah, that.
Stop
yeah.
to eat soon, I think.
Any more news?
No.
No.
I don't think. Yeah, my computer died.
Yeah.
But I think we've covered it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna suggest one thing for the week or the month, depending on the free time you have. During May the 4th, Marvel, which covers the comics of Star Wars, suggested 5 comics for fans to read. Most of them were like connected to the new movies or movie adaptations in comics. I don't honestly give a criff about that, but there was one they suggested which will be probably amazing. I also have to read. I think the title is Tad and Binks Are Dead. And what means Tad and Binks Are Dead? It's a story about 2 rebel officers that found 2 stormtroopers that were dead, and Vader was coming, so they disguised themselves as stormtroopers to stay alive, and then their life going the rickroll.
Nice.
I need to read that. Even just the first issue cover is like Darth Vader on the back, they dressing up, and like I think it's gonna be confusing. Funny. It's like those movies about the Silent Bob and Jay. Jay and Silent Bob. Yeah, it's like that type of shit,
That
you
would
know.
be nice.
And if you miss a movie, a Star Wars with comedy, go see Silent Bob and Jay
I mean,
2.
Yeah, it was a really funny movie.
But I think that's it for the day.
I think too.
I think we'll just do a little bit of self fan service. We last probably you already know the news of last week. Peter Mayhew
Yeah.
passed away.
Because last week we recorded.
Yeah,
It's funny. We recorded on the
Early
same
that
day.
day
On the
that
same
we-
day
the
when
news
we got
got-
the news. Yeah.
yeah.
So
he died on 30th April, but the family only released the news like 2 days later.
it was
it
like on the
was-
second one, on
yeah.
the 2nd of May or something.
Yeah, it totally understandable.
Yeah.
And we shared our respects for the actor and the family and the Chewbacca fans on our accounts. But I wanted, and J2 want to make an official statement here recorded that we loved the actor, we loved the
Yeah,
character.
Definitely.
He was amazing.
I never had the pleasure to meet him.
Me neither.
Unfortunately. But
I wanted also to meet the actor so much. I have heard many things about him. Reading the news,
I've heard he was an amazing guy.
reading the news about all his friends and
Yeah.
actors in Star Wars talking about it gave me tears.
And always bringing attention to whoever needed it the most, and he lived his life trying to make the world a better place.
He was Chewbacca.
Yeah, he lived trying to make the world a better place, and I mean, we will miss you, Peter.
Yeah, I will miss you, Peter, and I want to thank the 501st Company, the fans that dress up per se, stormtroopers and other official characters from Star Wars. There was a convention that was going to happen during this week. He was a guest invited to that convention. On the spot, he would be signing autographs and taking pictures. They put a memorial for people to sign to give the family. I congratulate you for whoever had the idea, and I think that's it. Yeah.
I mean, first, I've said this a lot of times this week already. First, our princess, now our warrior. But they are in a better place than this one.
And finally, they're together.
Yeah, they're together in a better place. Maybe finally Chewbacca got his medal. That's it.
He was a good boy.
Mm-hmm. So on this sad but respectful note, we will end the episode. We will be back next week, and may the force be with you guys.